Welcome to Chateau de Lalande's Advent Calendar vlogs, where every day of December we'll be showing you how we prepare for Christmas here at the Chateau.
Yep, we've got loads of tricks and tips for you, and if you don't want to miss a thing, hit subscribe, click the notification button, and you'll not miss anything.
Here's today's video.
Well, today I'm going to be preparing a Christmas turkey, but not a normal Christmas turkey. Today we're not using the whole bird, we're using 2 large turkey breasts. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 big turkey breasts.
Yep.
I'm going to open them up, like butterfly them open, and the pair of them, and then I'm going to put like the lovely cranberry stuffing in the middle, and then I'm going to roll them around each other and use like the butcher's twine to tie them up, so you get like a beautiful round turkey joint with stuffing in the middle.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
And then when you slice it, you'll just get a nice perfect round thing with turkey and stuffing. Never done it, so I don't know if it's going to work.
Because there's so many of us on Christmas Day usually here, we tend to have a lot of different things to eat, so not just one big turkey. Last year when we had Christmas together, we had turkey,
everything.
Goose, lamb, and there was a war between my brother Gerald, who was cooking a turkey in the wood-fired oven, and Michael, who was cooking a goose in the coal-fired kitchen oven.
Yeah, and
it was a tie.
it was a tie.
Both were excellent. It was a tie. Jerry won.
We're not going to be doing the traditional whole turkey. We're going to do something a bit different. We're going to use some large turkey breasts, and we're going to cut them open, butterfly them, and we're going to put an amazing stuffing in the middle, wrap them all up and tie them with string and cover it in bacon. So today I'm going to be doing an amazing stuffing. It's sausage meat, we've got cranberries, chestnuts, we've got garlic and onion. Oh, it's going to be amazing. We're going to put some thyme in there as well, so it's going to be really, really special. Turkey's amazing, right? So why just have it on one day? You could do this like a week before Christmas for a Christmas party. You could, the way it's done, when you slice it, you get like the turkey and the stuffing in the middle, so you could use it to make turkey and stuffing sandwiches.
I'll stop it. How long until it's cooked?
All in good times.
No, seriously, how long till it's cooked? I'm getting really hungry.
Couple of hours.
Do you know that turkeys actually have been around before the Americans had Thanksgiving in England?
I didn't know that actually. I thought that we sort of stole the turkey thing from the Americans.
No, the turkey came to England before the Pilgrims went to America.
So the turkey conquered England
Yes.
before England conquered the Americans?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes, there was an Englishman called William Strickland who went to America in the early 1520s.
Okay.
And he bought 6 turkeys. He brought them back to England. He sold them for 2p each, and it worked so well that he started importing turkeys, and he made his fortune selling turkeys. He even bought a stately home in Yorkshire because of it, and his family crest, which had a turkey on, was the first official depiction of a turkey in England. And to this day, authentic British turkeys, such as the Norfolk Bronze and the Norfolk Black, are still related to the first 6 wild birds that arrived in England in the 1500s.
That's amazing.
And so by the 1570s, they were already being eaten at Christmas around the country. But the most popular meats remained goose, boar, swan, and even, at royal courts, gilded peacocks. Oh dear. I think you need to be very careful. Oh! Yep, Sif is making a run for it. And it's said that Henry VIII might have been the first British monarch to eat turkey on Christmas Day. But it didn't become truly popular until Queen Victoria began serving turkey for Christmas in the late 1850s. Her turkey was roasted in pastry and stuffed with 3 smaller birds. Her son, Edward VII, was a great turkey lover, and he decreed that turkey should replace peacocks and swans on Christmas Day in the royal court. Since then, there's been no stopping the rise in popularity of turkey at Christmas, though before the Second World War, it would have cost up to 2 weeks' wages to buy just 1 bird.
Well, I didn't know that. So we don't have to thank the Americans for turkey.
No, we don't.
Henry VIII and William Strickland.
So show me how you're going to do this.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to make a gorgeous stuffing.
Ooh.
I'm going to put some sausage meat in this big bowl. And to that, I'm going to add some butter. There's quite a lot, but I want it to really sort of baste the turkey from the inside out. I'm going to add some onion. I've just diced it up really finely. I'm going to put that in with the sausage meat and the butter and just give it a really good mix through. To that, I'm going to add my chopped sage. There's quite a lot of sage.
And the smell in the kitchen is amazing from the sage.
Chopped sage from the garden. And we've got a mixture of fresh and dried cranberries here, which have all just been chopped up roughly. I'm going to put those through. And the cranberries. I've got some chestnuts from the forest. What I've done is I just pricked them with a knife and put them in the microwave for 30 seconds. And that just sort of loosens the skin off, so you can peel it a lot easier. That's going to go in, mix that through. And then we're just literally just going to really give it a really good mix, blend it all. So I just chopped up some normal fresh bread, like really finely, and added a bit of flour into it.
It's really good French bread.
I'm just going to add a bit of walnut oil, because it's a bit of a thing in this area, walnut oil. Obviously they make it round here. And,
yes.
It's very popular, but also it's just going to give it a really lovely flavour. So you're going to have chestnuts and walnuts and cranberries and sage. It's just going to be all full of lovely flavours. And the last thing I'm going to do is add some eggs. Just going to put 2 whole eggs in there and mix those through with a bit of salt and pepper. Who needs a food mixer? You've got Michael. Old-fashioned, traditional.
It's like I've been transported back to the Victorian era.
Just call me Mrs. Patmore.
I do.
Daisy, hurry up with that bechamel sauce. So I've got 2 large turkey breasts, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open them up, flatten it out a bit with the meat tenderizer.
You're enjoying yourself.
I am enjoying this actually. I've laid the 2 turkey breasts opened up, one here, one here. I put some string under it already. Put about 4 pieces under there so I don't have to lift it up. Now what I'm going to do is I've got some streaky bacon, and I'm going to just line the inside so that when it's all tied up, that the stuffing is not going to come out of the gap in the bottom. So now I can start putting the stuffing in. It's quite easy, it's really simple. Now I'm just going to wrap the bacon around the inside there. Then I'm going to bring this over and push it inside like that. And it should fully enclose it all. Right, so now all we need to do is tie it up. I'm going to eat it now.
That looks really, really good, Michael.
What we're going to do now is obviously put the string underneath. I need that on there to hold it together, but to protect the meat, stop it from burning, I'm going to put some streaky bacon over the top. And then what I'll do once that's cooked, I'll take off that layer of streaky bacon, untie all of the strings, and then put it back on to serve.
You're weaving, sir.
And over that one.
Michael, I'm blown away. Honestly.
Like it? So I put the bacon on the top, latticed it, and what I've done is I've poked some bay leaves just in the bits here. That will give it sort of decoration, but also it will infuse. What I've done is I've used the leftover stuffing just to prop it up around the bottom and protect the bottom. I put underneath here, I just put a bed of chopped onions.
Onions, yes.
So it's kind of not touching there. And then what I'm going to do is I'll put a tiny bit of water in here and maybe some chopped carrots.
You're already thinking ahead to your gravy, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
I know you.
A couple of hours in the oven, that should be fine.
Oh, I can't wait. Christmas has come early. Oh, I am truly impressed.
The middle needs to be 71. 71. It's all cooked, it's been rested. Cooked it for about 2 hours at 200 degrees Celsius. I'll have a little look and see how it looks. So you've got the stuffing here, and you've got a layer of bacon around the outside.
No wonder I love it so much.
The turkey here, and then more bacon on the outside.
How pleased are you with yourself right now?
I'm quite pleased actually.
What are smug levels at?
Quite high. I must admit. Yeah.
Amazingly good. Do you realise, Michael, that every time you do another slice, your smug levels go a little higher?
I know, but just look at that.
It's ridiculously perfect. Also, I think we need to focus on your amazing cranberry sauce.
It's not cranberry sauce actually.
What is it?
It's cranberry chutney.
And can you imagine anything prettier than that on your plate at Christmas? This is the moment I've been waiting for all day. It's crispy on the outside and really succulent and moist on the inside. Michael, it's so, so good. Like, so good. It's ridiculous. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Michael's a genius.